the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
Saints fans. Y'all thought it was y'all year. Y'all was parading the streets after blowing out my Cowboys. Now look at you. You're on a 2-game lose streak. Derek Carr's looking like Derek Carr again, and you lost to a Atlanta Falcons team that scored 26 points. But guess what? They had no offensive touchdowns. You lost to a team with no offensive touchdowns. This is what I'm saying. The first 2 weeks of football, you can't really speculate on everything with that small sample size. So glad y'all thought it was. Glad y'all had y'all fun, but now it's back to mediocrity. Could y'all get better in this later? See, absolutely. You still have Alvin. You still have a good scheme. Still have Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, and those guys. But I'm glad to see them humbled after them taking victory laps after beating my sorry defense Cowboys and the freaking Panthers with Bryce Young.
Back to reality. Oh man, Justin Herbert. See, this is what happens when you have Greg Roman as your offensive coordinator, and you have subpar wide receiver play. They got exposed. They couldn't live off of J.K. Dobbins forever. That was a nice story for the first 2 weeks, but now we're back to reality. See that those first 2 weeks, the Saints looked unstoppable. The Chargers offense, oh my God, J.K. Dobbins was running wild. I was like, this is baloney. Justin Herbert is the man. Like, Justin Herbert's just gonna be a game manager. Like, get out of here. And you were in the group chat talking about, oh, Justin Herbert, he might have entered top 3 convo. I'm like, in what world? Top 3 game manager combo? Like, Justin Herbert, he's a phenomenal QB. I have in my top 5, but let's not give him credit for doing the bare minimum. Like, look at his stats. It is game manager-esque. We criticize Brock Purdy about, oh, he's a scheme merchant. Oh, Kyle Shanahan. Oh, he be holding his hand. You know what I'm saying? But Justin Herbert, bruh, like, I know some of it is out of control. I understand that, but man, I just gotta say, like, dude is game managing the hell out of this offense, and a lot of it is just the offense is not that good. Like, they don't have a whole lot of talent, and Greg Roman he's a war criminal. And Jim Harbaugh hiring Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator. What are you doing?
That is malpractice.
What are you doing? And then I like Joe Alt. Like, Joe Alt that was a phenomenal pick. But bro, we need receivers. And Lab McConkey is not going to do it. I'm sorry. Like, Quentin Johnston is not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. And for them to think that they can win games and they can score points with one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL, you're delusional. It doesn't matter how great Justin Herbert is. He needs weapons, and they don't have it. And all these people like, oh, Quentin Johnston, man, he looks so good. A busted coverage. He's wide open for the end zone. Of course he's gonna look good. It's the team didn't cover him. All he did was run straight and get to the end zone. Congratulations. Nobody was covering you because you're not good. Nobody thinks you're good. We're not paying attention to you. So for people to giving Quentin Johnston praise because he ran a streak with nobody covering him, oh my God, like, just throw a party for him. You know, like, all this stuff was just funny. I'm glad we could finally get to the real football. Like, all the pretenders, all this fake nonsense, the first 2 weeks, the Saints and the Chargers and all of this stuff, we could finally get back to reality. All those people that were acting like they were good, now we see their flaws. The Chargers have a good defense, but that offense is doo-doo. Justin Herbert needs help, and Jim Harbaugh and the GM, the fact that they only drafted Lab McConkey and thought that this was going to be enough to compete, just ain't going to cut it.
Just let me be me.